Today is Remembrance Day. At 11 o'clock it will be the anniversary of the end of World War I, when the armistice peace agreement was signed. That war now seems like a very long time ago, especially when there have been plenty of wars since then, but World War I changed modern warfare.
For some people, it defined the horror that would come out of the 20th century. Millions of men fought in the battles from all across the world. For the first time, the role of British women changed in war. In the UK, young women worked in factories and on farms. Others travelled to battlefields to be nurses and ambulance drivers.
Once the war was over, many felt that the sacrifice of all those people should not be forgotten. Ever since 1919, the country has commemorated the soldiers lost in the First World War. Remembrance parades began in 1919 when it was referred to as Peace Parade, and the 2-minute silence was first held in 1919. Poppies were first worn in 1921, and this year marks the century of this outward symbol of recognition and commemoration.
After World War II, many communities decided to make Remembrance Day about that conflict as well, and this year our focus is the sacrifice of those who took part in the Second World War. During World War II, many people were killed and even more were injured, often very badly. Many returned home injured in ways that prevented them from working or doing normal everyday things.
As time passed, as the country fought in further conflicts, it became a time to remember British soldiers and those who fought alongside British soldiers, lost in all ensuing wars, and history of commemoration has developed over the last 100 years. Now each year on the Sunday nearest the 11th of November, Remembrance Day, at 11 o'clock in the morning, a remembrance service is held at the Centre Path in London.
Now, Remembrance Day of the Poppy is about remembering, thinking about, and how showing respect for all those affected by conflict from the First World War until today. This year we pause again to reflect on the loyalty of those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in the service of their country. We remember this as part of a century-old tradition that lives on to this day. We also pay tribute to the contribution of families in emergency services. We acknowledge the innocent lives of civilians lost in conflicts and in acts of terror. We gather today to pay our respects to those who gave their life defending others. All over the country there are memorials to those who fought in today and will be covered in wreaths and poppies. Today at Tanfield School we show our respect and show that we, as a community, remember their sacrifice, that they gave there today for our tomorrow.
Close your eyes and imagine, feeling like a stranger in the place you work. Never able to truly relax, mind always primed for danger, body poised to react, facing the impossible, witnessing the unwatchable, missing life's simple pleasures so the rest of us can enjoy them. Imagine having to do this, understanding the risk, but knowing it is the right thing to do. Close your eyes and know that because of all this, we will always be there for you.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today.
Remembrance Day is important to me because I want to remember everyone who's laid down their lives for the peace of our country.
Remembrance Day is important to me because we get to remember the people who have fought for our country and have honoured us.
Tanfield School remembers and honours the soldiers that fought for our freedom.
I think Remembrance Day is important for the soldiers that dedicated their lives to fight for our country.
I'm really proud that at Tanfield School we can remember soldiers who have fallen.
It's important that we do remembrance because of all the soldiers who fought in the war and lost their lives.
A few years ago I joined the Army Cadet Force as a tribute to all those that lost their lives. Here at Tanfield, it is important that we sacrifice 2 minutes of our day in silence for those who sacrificed their lives.
On behalf of Tanfield School, we would like to thank you for joining us for this remembrance service.